plugs, and then the extension cable. Just solder this right to their existing power adapter, cut off their old tip, and then that's fixed. Which works out well because the Vaio uses a specialized tip. Well, since I'm replacing both the jack and the tip, I got a size M Radio Shack tip. Fits right into the size M power jack, so it's all going to work out. The trick to getting this power jack replaced is to get this CD player out. It's fairly easily accessible. Once you get that drive out, you don't have to take the whole system apart. So this might not take too long unless I have a lot of problems. Again, first thing I do is pad the desk so I'm not scratching things up. And then get the CD player out, which the way to do that is unscrew this plate here first. Actually, first I need to find my screwdriver. This plate comes up. Yes, that's the hard drive, but in this model, under the hard drive is the screws to get the CD player out. Leave it to Vaio to make things difficult, or leave it to Sony. You see I just dropped that screw there. That's why it's smart to get a magnetic tip on your screwdriver. You can't really see that. This way you can get your screws out and catch them if they go astray. And the hard drive slides out and pops out. And these two screws here holding the CD drive. And that drive should pop right out now. Let's see what happens. And it doesn't. Let me check in here. Okay, so we're going to try to take the CD drive out now. Slides right out. Might be a little tougher than I expected. Gotta get in there to get to that power jack. Might have to take the whole thing apart. What I'm going to do now is remove this plate here so I can get to the power jack, and that'll expose the wires, and then I'll be able to put the jack in and make a good connection to the wires. Okay, now that I got that plate off, I have access to the power jack here, and I'm just going to pull that out, put the new jack in, and put the wires in. I'll show you how I do that after I get the jack out. So as you can see now, this is vacant here. The hole for the power jack goes all the way through now. You can see through it. And the two wires for power jack are sitting right here, waiting for us to solder a new positive and new negative lead, which is going to come off of this power jack, which we're going to install. So let's take, I guess, this opportunity to take this one now and attach a positive and negative wire to it, and then put it through the hole of this computer. Okay, we're going to take this power jack, we're going to put it in this hole. Oops, wrong one. Right there. Now, it's a tight fit, and this jack screws in, but just in my experience, we need to make this hole a little bit bigger because we will never be able to screw this in fully. The plastic's too thick, so we're just going to make it a little bigger so it's easier to screw it in. I'm just going to use a drill for this and a drill bit. And I'm going to drill into the hole here. And though this bit actually fits into the hole, I'm just going to bring the drill in like a circular motion just to make the hole a little bit bigger. Okay, the batteries died in the power drill, so there is some other stuff we could do in the meantime. Here's the power jack. I'm going to basically, first of all, make that pin that's sticking out here, make it a little less long. Shorten it up a little bit just so it doesn't go jutting into the machine. You want to keep these pins as short as possible. Then we're going to scuff them up so the solder sticks to them, and then we're going to attach positive and negative wires to that. So when we put it in the computer, the wires will be already set, ready to solder. Okay. Oh. So I shorten that up. Now I'm going to scuff it up. I just use a file and I make a spot on these leads scratched up so that solder will stick to it. Okay, that should be good enough, because you don't want the wires to come loose from this jack. So now we're going to take red and black and we're going to cut a little piece of wire off, solder it to the pin, the inside lead, and then solder a black to the outside lead. Going to expose a piece of the red wire here. Okay, and while we're here, we might as well expose the other half, other piece. That should be long enough. And now we have a wire with two exposed ends. You can throw it up on your helping hands. Again, this is the solder I use, Radio Shack. And I use a 15-watt Radio Shack soldering iron. Just going to put a little solder on both ends of this wire. Okay, now that wire is ready to be soldered. I'm going to take this red off the helping hand, put our jack onto the helping hands, and then I'm going to solder the red wire to the inside part. Actually, I want to put a little solder on the leads here on this power jack first. Now you can see that the jack has solder in it now. Sorry if the focusing's not the greatest. Come on, camera. There it goes. And you can see the red wires attached firmly now to the jack. Problem is my hand keeps shaking when it's up there and the camera doesn't want to focus on it. Let's do the same thing for the black now. Make it about exactly the same size as the red. Expose some of the tip, or some of the wire. Measure it up so it's about the same size. Cut it.